Welcome back to the Proper Football Podcast. As you can see, we have a new location, we have a new chair, and Kelton has a new hat.
And a new team to support. New York
Yes.
Yankees. Here we go.
Wow, nice. Nice to know. So, we're going to start off the night talking about Champions League, and we're going to talk about the top 8 predictions we came up with. Kelton and I have a different list. Little similarities.
Yeah, I got some similarities and obviously maybe some differences, but the important part about this Champions League this year is that there's a whole new format.
Yeah.
So instead of there being, what was 24 teams before, now there's 32 teams, and the top 8 go to the next round, automatically qualify.
It's 32 or 36?
32? It's 32.
32, okay.
It's 32 teams. And the top 8, they automatically go to the next round. Like, they don't have to play like a playoff or a qualifying round like the other teams. And the bottom 8 automatically go home. They don't even go to Europa League.
And
so
then
like you can't
the rest of the teams have to play
against
each other in a 2-leg.
to see. Oh, it's 2 legs.
Yeah, 2 legs.
Wow. So Sevilla can't pull off their shenanigans anymore. Come in third and then go to Europa League and win it all 5 years in a row or whatever.
True.
So,
And they don't have Unai Emery no more.
Yeah.
So it's a big problem too. So let's start off our list. Who do you have on your list, Kelton?
I mean, this is no particular order. This is not like first place through 8th place. This is just they're coming in the top eight, and they're gonna qualify to the next round, automatic.
Feel it.
And I pretty much made my list based on not maybe how great this team is, but more is can they get 6 out of the 8 wins?
Yeah.
Because I think that's what's gonna help them qualify pretty easily. And what team to start off with than the reigning champions, Real Madrid? I mean, they haven't got off to the greatest start. They had 1 win, 1 loss to Lille, which was a shock, but there's still 6 more games to go. They have some easier fixtures. They do face Dortmund next, which was the Champions League final last year, so it'll be nice to see the rematch. But with Mbappe locked in, not going to France, and looking to hit his targets for Real Madrid, I think they got it, man. And then, they have Milan, who's in 32nd place, hasn't won a game, struggling this year. Do they have Atalanta?
They have Atalanta. They have Liverpool to play.
Yeah, that might be the biggest test.
Yeah.
So I think they can win 5 out of the next 6. Because they do have, like I said, Dortmund. I'm reading it right here. Dortmund, Milan, Atalanta, Salzburg, and Brest, which I think will be wins for them, or they should be. But we said the same thing about Leo, but I think they got it.
All right. That's a good shout. I have them too for obvious reasons. They're a powerhouse in Europe. They always do well in Champions League, and they pull up when it's a crucial match. So I know they had that hiccup, like you said, but I don't think that's nothing that they can't turn around. So I got Real Madrid at my top 8. Next on my list, I have my team, Liverpool.
You're looking at me like Liverpool. I don't care about Liverpool.
Nah, you almost didn't put them on your list. That's why.
I almost did, and we're gonna go over why. Nothing against Liverpool, but you'll talk about maybe they will make it, maybe they not, and you'll tell me why they definitely will.
All right. So for me, I have Liverpool because they're known for their resilience, and they do well in European competitions. They have a brand new manager, but with that new manager, they've been good. They've been in good form, and the only problem I would say is that they have a few difficult fixtures. They have Leipzig, they have Bayern Leverkusen, and Real Madrid. And they took care of business earlier. They beat Milan and Bologna. But I think they can secure a win against Leipzig, and I think they could also secure another win with Bayern Leverkusen. I think their kryptonite, Real Madrid, is going to be the hardest test. So I think they have 6 points right now. They just need a few more wins to secure their spot in the top 8.
Yeah, they do just need pretty much 4 more wins, which they definitely get if you look at just the Champions League and what they got. And I have Liverpool barely making it onto the top 8 for these reasons. One, their fixture difficulty is tough in the Premier League. I think they're facing Chelsea, Newcastle, Man City, all
Brighton back to back.
Brighton back to back to back to back.
Yeah.
And you tag that in with Champions League, it's going to be tough. And their lack of depth in the midfield and defensive areas. We already saw Allison go down. If of somebody else goes down, I think the drop off is pretty big. Front line, good, but if they can stay healthy, they got it. But if one goes down, it's gonna be really tough. But I still got them for obviously reasons that you did. We'll go back to Spain. Yo estoy practicando mi español.
I failed Spanish class, so I don't even know what he's saying.
Entonces, el próximo equipo es Barcelona. That's all I got. Yeah, I got Barcelona. They're doing pretty well, all things considered. In the league, they have 8 wins out of 9. First place in the league against the powerhouse Real Madrid. Atletico struggling. And, Barca's gone through some injuries, have a brand new coach, Hansi Flick, and he has his team well coached. Obviously, with the emergence of Lamine Yamal and Lewandowski's back going into it. Lewandowski got 10 goals in La Liga this year, and Lamine Yamal got 5 assists. We already saw what he did in Euros, and it's continuing in the Champions League. They got 1 win, 1 draw, in 16th place now. But things can change. Let's see who they face next. They face Red Star Belgrade, Brest, Dortmund, Benfica, Atlanta. I think those are all wins. But their next game is Bayern, which could be a test.
I think also Atlanta is a test, and I'll get to that later on, because they may be on my list. Maybe.
May or may not.
Yeah.
May or may not be on your list.
Yeah, for sure.
We have to keep watching the episode.
Yeah.
To find out.
So I have Barcelona as well, and I like where they're going because they're in the rebuilding phase, and also in recent seasons they've been able to perform at a higher level, and I think they got it. You said their hardest fixtures are what?
Bayern
And Atlanta?
You said Atlanta. I said Bayern.
But
But I'll read it. It's Red Star Belgrade, win. Brest, win. Dortmund.
That's a tough one.
I think it's a win, though.
It could be.
I think so. Benfica.
Should be a win.
And Atlanta.
But we did see what happened to Atletico Madrid. They play in the same league. They got cracked 4-0.
Yeah, we did. But Atletico Madrid to Barca.
That's understood.
Spoiler, Atletico Madrid is not in our top 8 for reasons that you can go look on the Champions League website. Look how much they lost to Benfica.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's why I got Barcelona, bro.
All right. So next on my list, I have Man City. For obvious reasons,
reasons.
They're probably the most favored team to win Champions League, and they're consistent, and they have deep talent as well. Biggest problem right now is Rodri not being there, but I don't think it's enough for them not to be in that top 8 still. I think they get into that top 8 and then maybe go into the market in January and pick up somebody and have more reinforcements on the team. Right now, Kovacic, he looks really good. He's getting goals. He's doing a lot more than what he was doing when he first got into the squad. And Pep Guardiola is just that guy. I got to have him on my top 8.
Yeah, Man City, they're taking care of business. 1 win, 1 draw, I believe, but
yes,
the next few fixtures they got.
Oh, yeah, my fault. So their most difficult fixtures they left is what? PSG and Juve. I think they secure wins for both.
Yeah. I mean, both teams are very good teams, but Man City a notch above, I would say, at least. We'll keep it in England. We're going to go to Aston Villa. Aston Villa have been performing well. Definitely in the Champions League, we saw them beat Bayern 1-0. They're in 5th place, I believe. And they have 2 wins. 2 wins out of 2. So they're doing their thing. They're on track. And I think their fixtures are going to be relatively simple. Let's see who they're facing. Aston Villa is going to face Bologna, Club Brugge, RB Leipzig, Monaco, and Celtic. That might be one of the easiest fixture runs there is in the Champions League.
And they took care of business early in taking care of Bayern. That was the biggest win they could get in the group.
They do have 1 test left that I didn't mention, which is going to be Juve. Remember, they already lost 2. I mean, they already won 2 games. They really need just 4 more wins. Out of the 6, I think they can easily get 5 wins.
It's a lot of points.
It's a lot of points, man. So, for those reasons, I have Aston Villa, man.
All right. I have Aston Villa up there too. They've been on an upward trajectory in the EPL. They're looking good in the Champions League, like you said. And Unai Emery is that guy. He's known for these competitions, and he's changed this team. They're very competitive now, and they have a different nature. So I'm going with Aston Villa too.
Yeah, and if John Duran keeps scoring off the bench every game,
Oh, if he gets a goal a game, that's fine.
they can go all the way.
That's all they needed for Bayern.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's crazy.
it's true. It's a fact.
Bayern. Go watch that goal, by the way. Go on YouTube and go look at the highlights. That John Duran goal, wow, guy. And go look at the interview with him and Thierry Henry and the CBS cast. Unbelievable. Just do yourself that favor. Who's next?
Next on my list, I have Borussia Dortmund.
Here we go.
They're looking well right now in the league, and they've had a good run right now so far in the Champions League. They have 2 wins, and they have a young squad. They have Gittins right now that's doing very, very good. I believe he has what? I have it here. He has 5 goal contributions in 6 matches. Guirassy, he has
I like him.
about 6 goal contributions in 7 matches, and he just came off from a hat trick in international break. And the way that they play so high. It's a high intensity up top. Their formation when they're going up sometimes, well, most of the time, is a 3-2-5. So they have all these guys up top. They have all these guys attacking. Adeyemi looks really good.
Bro, you saw what he did to Celtic.
He demolished them. And they were nice finishes too. Yeah, they have great talent up front, and that's why I have them. And their list of fixtures are pretty easy going down the line. So Dortmund is in there for me in my top 8.
Yeah, I got them. They have easy fixtures, like you said, and they're taking care of business. They're already in what? First? They're in first.
Yeah.
They're in first place in the whole thing.
Yep.
So they already had an advantage. I don't see them losing, but anything's possible. They got to face Real Madrid, but other than that, they're good. Let's go to Italia. Buongiorno. That's it. One team that I have that I don't know if you have, but we'll go into it, is Juventus. They have a brand new coach in Thiago Motta. They have a rejuvenated team and a whole new midfield with Koop Miners, Thuram, and who else did they grab?
Douglas Luiz.
Those 3 right there is a brand new midfield. Weston McKennie is looking really good on another player that's energetic, and they're bringing energy. Francisco Conceição from Portugal that played for Porto last year and used to play for Ajax.
They have this young guy. I don't know his name. He scored a banger.
Yilmaz,
he's
bro.
good. I think he's Turkish, right?
He's Turkish, bro.
Yeah, he's a great player.
Unbelievable, man. They're just shocking everybody. They have a young team, a young coach, and that coach has already proved himself with Bologna, who did numbers last year with Calafiori and these guys, Xerxes and all these guys. And I believe they have a pretty easy fixture. Let me see. I think the biggest thing for them is going to be the Man City game. Man City is going to be a big test. And every other game they should win. I like how Vlahovic is coming back into form. And they show resilience because the last game they were down to 10 men. They were down 2-1. They came back and won the game 3-2. So they're going to be able, they're a force to be reckoned with, man. Don't sleep on Juventus. So that's why I got them.
That's a big step up. They got a lot of reinforcements this summer. They did a good job in the market. That's a good shout. That's a good shout.
For sure.
I have Bayern in there. Definitely not a good start for them so far with that loss with Aston Villa. But it's a 1-0 loss. It's not like they got blown out. But they do have some competition going forward. They have Barcelona, Benfica, and PSG. I think they take care of business. Bayern took care of Barcelona in the past. Like, Barcelona always struggles against Bayern.
8-2.
And I think Bayern will find a way to keep that, going. PSG, I don't like them too much. I think it's just a team full of stars that can't mesh all the time. They're like an on and off team. And Benfica, they're okay. But I think Bayern is good enough to take care of them. And Bayern is known for this competition. They always do well. And that's why they're on my top 8.
Certainly possible for them to make it. Like we said, we saw them slip up already, so we can't count out that they might not slip up again. But we already know what's up with Bayern. They're powerhouses. They come to win, and they look serious. So it's possible. Let's see.
What else you got on your list? Who's your last team?
My last team that I have is Inter Milan. Right now, they're in 9th place. They have 1 win, one draw in the Champions League. And I like how they're looking this year because they look a lot more cohesive. We know Çalhanoğlu in that midfield, but I like how their 3 in the back are more like passers out the back. Like they control the game. And the Italians have this thing about defending. They love defending. They'll go and through a hard match. Who did they just face? Man City? I think they just played Man City to a draw. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, they're going to be able to defend first, then they'll score. And if you can get draws against these tough teams like these Man Cities and stuff, you have a high likelihood of going through. Let me see who else they face. Their other fixtures, they have Young Boys, Leipzig, Sparta Praha, and Monaco. Those are 4 wins for me, if you ask me. And let's see, if they can get that draw against Arsenal like they did against Man City, I think they got it. Fair play.
That's
I think they got it, and
I
then
think Inter's a good team.
They do have Leverkusen, but I think they can get by Leverkusen. Not easily, but because they're so good.
That'll be a game.
That'll be a game we'll watch. Because they're so good defensively, I think they have a good chance.
All right, that's another good shout. So we're going back to Italy.
Buongiorno!
Wow. Wow. That woke me up. I'm a little sleepy right now. That woke me up. So my last team on my list is Atalanta. And I like them a lot because since Gasperini came into the club, he's kept them at the highest level. They've been playing in European competitions since then. And they just won the Europa League. There's a couple more games that they have to play is Real Madrid and Barcelona. Definitely a tough 2 fixtures, but they lost to Real Madrid 2-0. And I think they can compete against Real Madrid and Barcelona. They play with this high intensity too. They like to stay high up the pitch when they're on and off the ball. What else? And then they like to man mark too. Mm-hmm. So they're a defensive side. Yeah,
bro. They have energy for days, man. Like you said, Europa League, they won it last year, but they didn't just win it. They stopped the 50-game win streak of Bayer Leverkusen. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. And that was a tough team.
That's the hottest team in Europe.
Yeah.
Last year. So.
They have a couple injuries too right now. I think Samakas is out, but it's nothing that they can't manage. They have Lookman over there. Lookman is probably their best player on the team.
Lookman, you better look out because
it's a good one.
He scored a hat trick in the final. So
yeah,
guy's an animal, man. So that's Atlanta. I peeped them, but. I don't know. A lot of these teams, like, you got to just pick one or the 50-50. So let us know what you think in the comments. Who are your top 8? Who's advancing and qualifying automatically to the next round? And maybe we'll respond. Have a little chat. But other than that, until next time.